Hello and welcome to the Tegiwa YouTube channel. I'm Dave and this is Matt, and today we're going to be testing all of these intakes on the EA888 engine on this MK7 Golf GTI that we've got in front of us. So as you can see, there's a load of different intakes here. They range from just under £500 all the way up to about £1,500. So there's going to be lots of testing. Yeah, any thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, it's a really popular chassis. This, you see quite a lot of them at track days that I go to, and some of them go really, really well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting test. As you can see, there is snow on the car. It is freezing cold today. You wouldn't want to get hit on the ear by a football today, would you? It is freezing. It is Baltic. So our loss is your gain, because, or literally the car's gain, because it should do well on the dyno. I don't know if you want to explain the standard layout, Dave?
Yeah. As you can see, the car's currently got a stock intake on it. The way that I think is best to describe the intake setup is that it's in three pieces. So you've got your intake here and the intake duct. You've then got a hose, and that goes right back to the turbo inlet. So there's three different parts there, and different brands do different parts for it. So you've got this bit, that bit, and that bit. We're going to test everything that the brands have sent us, but you'll see when we unbox it which bits we're going to test. But yeah, this car has just got a stage 1 unicorn map on it, so it'll probably have a bit more power than stock, and it's got a Club Sport back box as well, so nothing major. But the stock intake, we'll get it on the dyno now, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's see what it rolls standard.
Okay, so that's the standard one, dynoed, and it's made 297.4 and 312.9 pounds-feet of torque. Yeah, it's really healthy considering, what are they, about 220 stock. So as we mentioned, this one does have a map on it, as well as a Club Sport back box. I still think it's a fair test, really, because if you have one of these, I think the likely thing, first thing you're going to do is to remap them. It's probably the best bang for buck, power modification you can do, really. Yeah. So I think most people who are in the position to fit an airbox will already have this supporting modification on.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? Stage 1 map is sort of 70 horsepower.
Yeah, really
standard,
good.
So yeah, let's get the first airbox on, which is the
Ramair. Yep.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, so the first intake that we're testing is the cheapest, because we're going to do it in price order. So we've got a Ramair intake system in this box. So let's just crack it open and see what's inside, and let Matt do the honours on this one. It's nice cutting that.
Thanks, mate. Oh, we've got stickers.
Yes. Package well. £479.48 this is on the Tegiwa website. First impression is you get a lot for your money, because you're getting the elbow, you're getting the hose and the intake as well. So
yeah, all one piece.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's if you see it as three different parts of the intake system, this is an all-in-one kit for just under 500 quid, and it's a 4-inch inlet as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is big. Looks like it might taper down to 3 by the time it gets down to here, but it's going to be one of the louder ones, because we've got absolutely no sound baffling at all. It's all going to be coming out of here. So if you want that whooshy noise, if you want to hear the recirc valve going, something like this is what you want to go for. But one of the disadvantages you tend to get with it, like such an open intake like that, is heat soak. But a lot of these kits, I can't remember if it was the Aris or the Civic, we tested the Ramair, or maybe both, but they come with these really nice heat shields to try and minimise that. And once you go in, it doesn't matter at all. But yeah, so if you want noise, something like this is ideal, yeah.
I think there's 3 different things you buy an induction kit for as well, isn't there? So the majority of people are going to buy one for performance. Yeah. Then a lot of people are going to buy one for just noise. Yeah. Don't really care whether.
Yeah. Well, it'll give you something, won't it? It'll give you something.
You hope so. And then other people might go to a meet and want to pop the bonnet, so they might
the bling.
Bit of bling, yeah.
Yeah, so why not?
There's a few different reasons you buy an intake. But yeah, this looks good for the money.
Yeah, it looks good. We get these replacement rubber bungs here, which is nice. So hopefully there's going to be minimal, taking stuff off the old airbox and putting it on this one, which is quite common on cheaper kits. That's really nice to see. And then we've got some edging trim, I think protecting it from scratching anything or anything scratching it. So.
And we've got some nice Ramair stickers as well, and some
instructions with the Mark 7 on it.
With the Mark 7, and they're in colour as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thanks, Ramair. Yeah, now I'm going to hand it over to Matt because he's the brains of the operation and he's going to be fitting them today. So over to Matt.
Right, so the first thing we're going to do is remove this standard airbox. I've actually nicked the instructions out of the GruppeM kit because that has instructions on how to do that. The first few steps involve just taking the standard ones out. So I'm going to take this clip off here. This is that hose. So inside this hose here, you can see it's corrugated. That's going to make the flow a bit turbulent through there, which is definitely not great for performance, but it does allow the engine to move independent of the airbox. So that's why it's done. It also helps to baffle the noise a little bit. So yeah, so then we've got this section here, which has the scoop. So a lot of the kits had 2 intakes there, so they go in through here. We're just going to remove that. So one of the kits as well, I'm not quite sure which one, but has an alternate hose for this section here that goes over the top. This is like the bleed line for the top hose. We're going to have to replace this at some point, but yeah, we'll go through that when we do it. But yeah, once this hose is off and this clips out, this airbox should just lift out. Not an awful lot else to it, really. Right, so these screws are out. That's just hooked on under here. Come out. Fiddly. Move that, and then this should just lift out. This is just on the little bungs. Right, so that is the standard airbox and the top cover of this intake scoop removed. Now at this point we could fit the Eventuri, we could fit the GruppeM, we could also fit part of the Racingline system as well. I think we'd have to remove that for the Racingline R600. But yeah, this is as far as you need to go. So that's taken 2 or 3 minutes to get to that point. GruppeM instructions have gone away because they don't cover this bit. So we've got this hose clip at the back here. I've already undone that, so we're just going to pull this hose off, stash it to one side. And then for the turbo inlet elbow, we have this breather here. And then it looks like we just have this one, looks like a Torx 30, I'll confirm that. And then it sort of rotates and then comes out. Okay, so yeah, so we've got that T30 out there. So now just rotate that. And out it comes. So we have these little parts here. As it goes in, you can see it locks in like that.
We'd just like to say as well, thank you to all the companies that reached out and supplied us an intake. So we had MST, Ramair, Racingline, Forge and GruppeM that all supplied an intake for us to test today. Obviously, it's an independent test. We're filming everything that we're doing. There's no funny business going on and we're just reporting it as we find it. So thanks to those companies for reaching out and supplying us with an intake for today's test.
So there is a bracket that goes under this heat shield, but to make it a bit faster to test, we're not going to bother fitting it. It doesn't do anything else. It just supports the bottom of this bracket, ties into these two here. So it would fit nice and sturdily, but it's not going to for this test. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to tighten up this clip at the back here. It's quite nice, this little Jubilee clip with some sort of V-band style adapters. The only other thing is, obviously, this would be nice and secure around here with the rubber trim on. We're not going to fit that. I'm just going to pop this sort of intake scoop back on because this doesn't replace it at all, and it needs that standard bit in place to feed the air into this area here. So yeah, that's it. Pretty much done. So that is the Ramair tested. It's given us 6.8 horsepower. It's pushed us over 300 there, so 304.2, 322.4 pound-feet of torque, which is what, almost 10 over standard. It doesn't really start to give us much more until we're over 4,000 RPM. And I'm wondering if this part here is down to having that smoother internal bore on the turbo pipe there and the elbow. I wonder if we'll see that reflected in all the other intakes that have that, you know, and then I wonder if the Eventuri and GruppeM will have the same sort of feature, or if it will match the standard one in terms of just tailing off.
For the price, I mean, that's the cheapest one we're testing today, and it's making power. So,
yeah, off to a good start.
Yeah, what more could you want?
It sounds great as well.
Yeah, really loud, if that's what you want. But now we're going to go for the MST.
Yeah, we're going to take this one off, put the MST on.
Let's check the difference out. So next up is the MST Performance Intake. This is a 3-inch bore, unlike the Ramair, which was 4-inch, and this is about £5 more.
Yeah, these were really good value for money on the Civic. Oh, that's not the Civic.
On the Civic and the,
was it the Civic as well?
Yaris. The Yaris, it was...
The Yaris, it did almost as good as the really expensive ones, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a really impressive piece of kit, the MST. So hopefully we see the same sort of performance on the Golf.
And they've kept developing them on those cars as well. I've seen new versions of them come out for the Yaris.
So there's a V1, V2 for the GR Yaris,
Yeah.
enclosed system.
That's good to see.
Developed. A postcard. Matthew, come in.
What?
Oh yeah, we've got a keychain. Yes, MST. Oh, air freshener.
Nice, nice.
That's nice. Yeah, this kit comes with the 3-piece modular system as well. So intake, got a silicone hose this time. That's definitely not as girthy as the Ramair, is it?
No, but it is a better insulator.
Yeah, and we've also got the turbo elbow inlet hose adapter.
Feels like it's ribbed as well. It's got some ribs in it.
Rib for your pleasure.
For my pleasure and yours.
Yeah,
maybe keep that stiffer as it's, you know, because obviously you'll have a sort of a lower than ambient pressure inside this hose, and it'll try and crush it up. And if it's got some sort of strengthening in it, which it looks like it does, then that will, you know, help to resist that.
Very smooth inside there as well, isn't it? Unlike the stock one, which we've spoke about, and some good merch as well. We've got an air freshener, a sticker, and a keychain as well. So that's a nice touch. Black and white instructions for this one, but
yeah, I do lose a point for that.
Yeah,
but it's nice to have full instructions.
Yeah, we've got instructions and we've got a postcard as well.
We've got quite a beefy looking heat shield, haven't we?
Yes, and the rubber edging's already installed on that, which is saves us a job.
And it looks like this is a lid. So again, keep out that heat soak, minimise it. But again, this wouldn't, with it being an open air filter, pretty much still, I would still count this as being open. It is going to be a good one for noise if that's what you're after.
£483.55 this kit comes in at on Tegiwa.com. Go on then, Matt, you can do your thing again.
Okay, so Ramair is now off. It's time to fit the MST. So again, it's got a very similar sort of design. We're just going to slot that in. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but just sort of here, you can see the MST bit just interlocking there. So pop that screw back in. I'll just leave that there while I read the instructions. I'm not sure whether I was supposed to put that in yet. Oh, I installed the heat shield, should have done that first. That's fine. Pop that in now. So again, we're using these rubber grommets. There are extra fittings around it to put on a little bracket to tie it into other plastic posts there. Similar to the Ramair, we're not going to do that, just to save a bit of time. That's there like that. Right, it's the MST fitted. Again, we have left this loose. It would be nice and tight. There's a bracket that we haven't fitted that would tie in that to that, and it would also help us keep this nice and aligned. It's not going to matter for the power it's going to make. One thing to note is this little window here. I think this is purely for noise to get out. You could obviously just remove this lid and make a whole load of noise, but I think that's what that's for. I mean, it will let a little bit more air in, but I think it gets all the air it needs from this intake here. So yeah, let's see what she makes.
MST done, and again, just kind of the reflection we've seen in the GR Yaris and FL5 test, that it's just a great kit for the money, isn't it? Gains of 7.9 horsepower. Kind of surprising, really, because that's a 3-inch inlet compared to the 4-inch, big bore.
I do think, I don't know how much to read into that, because it all tapers down as it goes into that, the compressor inlet anyway. So they're all the same diameter at that point. So I don't really know, unless you were to upgrade. If you were to upgrade your turbo, then that is a big deal.
It must be a smoother path, I guess.
Yeah.
Potentially in there. And as we said when we were fitting it as well, if you really want to maximise noise, you can just remove the lid. So
yeah,
best of all worlds, really.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
That one.
And it's given us a similar torque figure to the Ramair that we just tested. So yeah, again, we're seeing gains everywhere, and especially towards the top end.
From about 4,000 RPM onwards, isn't it?
I would ignore from this point backwards on all the graphs, really, because up to here there's just the dyno ramping it up, loading it up. So by sort of 3,500, that's representative of what you're going to feel on the road. So yeah, really nice gain from, like Dave says, sort of 5,500 RPM onwards. All right, that's it. So this one's going to come off now. Which one we got next?
We've got the Racingline R600 next, so interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, that is the go-to, isn't it? So
it is, yeah.
Let's see how it gets on.
Cool. Right, so now we've got the go-to for the EA888 engines, the Racingline R600 intake. As you can see, we've got the silicone hose and the turbo inlet as well as the intake.
It's a massive box, isn't it?
Yeah, huge, but you do get the front duct, which is different to the stock one. So obviously you can buy these all separately. The intake on its own is £404.35. The silicone hose is £104.83. That's available in black, blue or red. And then the elbow is £137.59. So you could obviously buy each one as you see fit.
Yeah. And you could buy it in stages, couldn't you? You don't have to have all that outlay in one go. So
yeah, so it's a total of £646.77. So it's quite a big jump up. Let's unbox it and see what's inside.
Oh, it's got loading. That's nice. Oh, another little bit. Branding. You're
in Australia.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
That is really nice.
This has come with a foam filter. Depending on your preference, you can buy it with a cotton filter as well, or they do an option for like an oversock, so you can have the best of all worlds if you want. But yeah, here's the kit, and for the first time in the test, we've got an actual new sort of intake duct. It's an all-in-one thing. It's like they've taken the stock box and the duct and integrated it into one, isn't it?
Yeah, because the other ones have kept that standard one. This is really nice, actually. This is properly OEM plus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really well engineered.
It would not look out of place in the bay, as I guess we'll see in a few minutes.
Yeah, and obviously it's not together properly.
No, it does come with all the screws, obviously, to do it.
On the stock duct, there's only one opening. Now, this has got two openings, so you can have one directly into the intake itself, and then one a bit further over here.
I'm assuming this is where the badge is on the
so you've got like a twin supply of air, getting as much air into this filter as possible, but really nice. And we have just listed as well, if you want to be really bling bling, you can swap this plastic lid out for a gloss or matte carbon finish lid, which is nice. And yeah, Racingline, they're really premium, aren't they?
We do lose points for we've got no stickers and we've got no merch, we've got no instructions in the pack. The instructions for it are online though. There's all the help you need there to fit it.
And also in my notes I've written that these are supported up to about 600 horsepower. So if you're going to go Golf R turbo or hybrid turbo, big turbo, anything like that, then you know that it's future-proofed in that you can fit this and then do other upgrades as well. So over to Matt now. I've seen on YouTube's that someone's fitted just the intake in 5 minutes, so absolutely no pressure whatsoever.
Easy.
The clock is ticking.
So we've got the turbo elbow on now. We've put the intake pipe on. I've not tightened it up yet. I've just put that smaller of the two clamps on there. I've just popped these two rubber bungs in, here and here. This one looks just like it's just a drain hole or something. They're going to go on these ones, here and here. So we've got to navigate this coolant hose here, so I guess we'll put it through. I guess we'll need to slide under, just like the standard one does. So the next step will be to fit our filter. Like so, lovely. The kit does come with its own hose. I'm just going to put the standard one on, just for speed really, rather than trying to fight with it out of the intake manifold. And then we should just be able to put the lid on, tighten everything up. Right, so that is the Racingline R600 fitted. Actually fits really nicely. It looks really nice and OEM plus in the bay. So yeah, similar sort of fitting at the back there. And then we have the optional intake pipe here. The turbo elbow is optional as well, I should say. But everything else, it was actually a really, really fast install. We didn't fit one of the screws just because we didn't have time. We're just rushing through them, but it is in as it should be. But yeah, it fits and looks like it's an optional extra from the factory, really.
What you can get, if you don't like the look of this hose running across the top, Racingline do sell a pipe that goes underneath the R600. I think it's about 53 quid. So it tidies it all up, and like Matt says, it looks OEM plus, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you do want to go to town, I think for about 350 quid, you can get the carbon lid, which will really set your engine bay off. Right, so R600 done, and kind of proving it really that it is the go-to for a reason, with a gain of 8.8 horsepower over standard.
Slightly less peak torque, but again, this peak torque figure is in this area here where the dyno's still sort of loading it up. So probably take that with a pinch of salt, but really, really nice gains from sort of 4,500 RPM onwards. Really nice flat here. There's quite a bit of gain there. You know, peak gain was, what did you say there, Dave? 8 horsepower?
8.8.
8.8. So I suspect we're going to see more like 10 to 12 right at the top of the RPM range there, but easy to see why people are going for it. It's really, really impressive. It looks great on the car as well. And
it's great, it's modular, because you can buy as little or as much as you want, and it's customisable with your undercoolant.
Yeah, so obviously we have tested it, everything on it. We're not breaking it down into different sections. So I'm not sure which section gives you the most gains, but fit the lot and that's what you'll get. So it's time for that one to come off now. And
on to Forge. Forge. The first carbon one of the day. Right, so next up is the Forge Motorsport intake. Best packaging so far, nicest box.
Yeah, you can put it in your wardrobe if you want.
Put it up next to your shirts and hoodies. But this is the first carbon intake that we've got. Thank you, Forge, for sending us this and getting involved with the test, and all the other companies as well. 3-piece system, there's a few funky bits with this. So this is an all-in-one hose. It eliminates the need for a separate inlet on the turbo. But if you do have a left-hand drive car, then you can't use the all-in-one hose because it's got a bracket on the inlet that you buy separately. So if you've got left-hand drive, you'll need the 3-piece system. If you've got right-hand drive like we have here, you can use all-in-one hose and the intake. I'm told this is one of the best hoses, all-in-one intakes. It's kind of the go-to.
They've got a great reputation, haven't they, Forge, with, you know, you see it on a lot of Fiesta STs, Focus STs, Focus RSs. Forge are really well known for their intakes there.
They've been in the game a long time, haven't they? We recently had their GR Corolla up here with their intake on and carbon goods, and the carbon was really nice. But over to you, Matthew, once again.
I wasn't even watching it.
I will point out, Zach from Forge kindly sent us the intake up, and he says normally they have some packaging, it's like foam, and it's cut to shape.
The same that you get in the like clutches and stuff,
But we needed the intake quickly, so...
I mean, even this should be absolutely fine.
It's fine, but you said it is better.
To say that that's not up to their standards, I think it's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, packaged well, it's not going to get damaged in transit at all, is it?
No. Oh, mate, I think we might have a winner here. Got an actual microfiber.
Oh, no way. So this is our third intake test I think we've done. We've done GR Yaris FL5, now EA888. No one's ever sent us a microfiber before.
That's good, that.
Yeah, that's kind of, you're not beating that, are you?
That's for people that care about their car, isn't it? But we don't have any instructions, do we? We do have them on the website.
Yeah, download your instructions.
Yeah,
so
I don't know if there'll be a QR code on the back of that or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. It's like Christmas, this, isn't it? Unboxing all the goodies. Oh, it's an actual, it's not even a like Temu microfiber, like it's an actual Forge branded. We've got a sticker as well, so you get a point for sending us one of those. Yeah, here it is, unboxed. As mentioned, it's a lovely finish, isn't it, on the, and it's nice inside as well, because we've seen some kits like they kind of ignore the.
Yeah, that's right. Which is important, you know, because that's where the air's going. That's where you need the flow to be nice and smooth. You don't want it to be turbulent there. So it looks kind of rally car-ish or touring car-ish the way it's done. And I assume there'll be some clips or something to go on there, or some bands to go around there.
Yeah.
That's really nice there, because that'll be very easy to service, very easy to access.
Got some, maybe they're under the hose that goes over the top of the standard lid.
Yes.
Maybe they're to go underneath, not sure until we fit it, but everything's branded up really nicely, isn't it? Like even the branding on
Huge
here.
filter as well, really lots of surface area there.
Even though you're not going to see it, because it goes in there. Yeah, it's lovely.
Go on, they've got a little cutout here as well. I'll actually let you get to that Jubilee, so they've thought of that. That's really nice.
Yeah, really smart. And the setup that we've got here, again, you're into another price bracket really. £863.98, so that's for the intake and then the all-in-one hose. But you might be wondering, oh, that's more expensive than the Racingline, but it's carbon fibre, isn't it? So it's more expensive to produce.
Yeah, it's one piece as well.
But yeah, it's going to look really nice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the bonnet. So.
Yeah, it's going to tick that bling option if that's what you want.
Yeah, over to Matt again.
Captain Hook. Right, so we're not going to, basically the engine's screaming hot, so we're not going to remove this pipe, otherwise we're going to have a bad day. So we'll get away with it. That goes on there.
On the Forge Motorsport intake. Only 3.1 bhp made, but it is a gain nevertheless. Always good when they don't lose power.
Yeah, we are pretty much line on line from sort of 3,500 RPM. When it's finished loading it up, line on line until we get just over 5,000. When we start to gain, and you know, this is where you're going to be changing, you change up a gear, you're going to drop back sort of here. So you are going to feel that gain for how nice it looks in the bay. We perhaps were expecting a little bit more, especially with a name like Forge. They are typically pretty dependable in giving really good gains. It has warmed up a little bit in here, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think other results prove that it still makes power. Maybe we've just not seen the power we expected to see, but...
Yeah, it might be that the map on this car doesn't necessarily suit that airbox very well, and we'd see bigger gains if it was mapped bespoke for that airbox. I think that's true for all of them really, but maybe that's what you need to do to get the most out of it.
Yeah, but it sounds good, it looks good, it fits good, and it's also nice that it's got the microfiber with it. I know that's just a little touch, but it's also got the undercoolant pipe as well included. So
yeah, it's really nice and tidy.
Yeah, nice one, Forge. Now on to the big boys. So Eventuri coming up.
That's right.
We're going up a level again. So £930 this intake, and you do just get the intake this time. But as we know from our previous intake tests, Eventuri have always been right up there. A premium intake and great performance gains as well. So
yeah, they did really well in the Civic, really well in the Yaris. I ran one on my own Yaris the whole time that I had it. Well, after we did the intake test anyway. Loved it. Made a great noise and made good power. So.
And you're never going to lose that much money on it.
No,
so
I've sold it for almost what I bought it for.
Yeah.
It fitted perfectly. It's just a known good one, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with an Eventuri. Stickers, you get a point That is nice. Unboxed, there's not actually much to it, is there, compared to
the other ones?
some of the others, but you just have a hold of that.
Yeah, it is nice. We've got the typical Eventuri sort of two-piece kits here. So we've got that sort of the intake scoop, and then it just sort of pushes together when it's in the bay. That's absolutely fine. That worked fine on the Yaris. Never chattered or gave me any issues at all. So yeah, that's a proven design. We've got these clips on the top. I guess that retains the standard cooling hose. Yeah. So that's good. It's one less thing to worry about. Yeah, we've got these other parts here, which I'm not sure where they fit yet. Obviously, we'll find out. These look like they are parts for the scoop on the top there. We've got this bracket here with these that these go into. We'll find that out. Again, there's no instructions with it. However, we do have instructions online for it, don't we, I think?
Yeah, no instructions, but we'll be able to find them online. It's good, to be fair. Using less paper, saving a rainforest. Hopefully this one don't take you too long to fit, but it is using this stock inlet hose.
And elbow.
And elbow, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Just the intake on this one. So I'm interested to see how it does perform and what gains.
Because this is quite a bit smaller than the others that we've seen, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's the limiting factor. You couldn't make this any bigger because it's the same size as the actual hose, isn't it? So that will be the limiting factor there.
Do you want to hold it, mate?
Right, so that goes in there like that. That pops in there. We're now, oh, hang on. We're removing the front grille, mate.
What?
We're removing the front grille. The chap that owns the Golf didn't want us to cut into the grille because he's not sure which intake he's going to have. So we haven't fitted the scoop that it should come with. So if I just show you on the car, we should have basically a neat hole here with a trim and a little red scoop that scoops some more air in that's coming through the radiator grille at the front here to divert more air into here. So I suspect we'd see a bigger gain were we to fit it as designed, basically. That is the Eventuri tested. So we've got the highest result so far, which is 306.5. So what's that giving us, Dave?
That's another 9.1 horsepower over standard.
Yeah, that's really, really good to see from sort of 4,500 RPM onwards, maybe even 4,250. You can see it gains quite a bit, which is really nice to see. And it's especially impressive because we haven't fitted that little scoop as we mentioned when we were actually putting it on. So with that, fitted, I can only imagine it'd be higher still. So fair play to Eventuri. They're pretty consistent.
And that's just an intake.
Yeah.
There is no turbo elbow on there or no hose. So team that up with like the Forge all-in-one or the Racingline.
Yeah, definitely.
Hose. We may even see more. We're not going to test that today because Eventuri only do that a bit, but really impressive and kind of cements them.
Final one to go.
Jump right up in price, another £500. So GruppeM kind of premium product. Are they going to make any more than Eventuri, do you think?
I don't know. Like I say, we've got previous for costing more, but not quite delivering on power. I imagine it'll make something, but yeah, I mean, I'd love for it to make another 5 or 6 over that, but we'll see.
Remains to be seen, but... And now to our final and most expensive intake. It's a GruppeM. So if you are in the VAG scene and you're not familiar with Japanese stuff, you may not have heard of GruppeM before. They predominantly make stuff for Japanese cars, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do make them for pretty much everything. You'll see them for they made them for the E46 M3. They made them for all sorts, really. But yeah, they are Japanese and they predominantly do Japanese intakes really for Japanese cars. So if it's anything like the Yaris one and the Civic one, there'll be a lot of pieces to it and it'll be quite complicated. They do perform well, and the fit and finish is second to none, really. You know, they really do take their time. That's what you pay for. You pay for it fitting perfectly every time.
Yeah, speaking of the price, it is £1,436. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I imagine it will fit.
Oh, it'll fit fine. The question is always, how much power does it give you? Because the ones we've tested before, you know, they do make intakes that are basically the best you can get. You know, they're EP3, DC5 ones, case in point. Those are the go-to, you know, intakes to get the maximum amount of power. Yeah. But in the Yaris test, and I think the Civic test, they did pretty well, but no better than that. You know, they certainly weren't. They were at the top for the cost. They're at the top for, well, amongst the rest of the you know, really good quality brands for sort of fitment and build quality, but just not quite there in terms of power that the other ones did. So, be interesting to see how we get on with this. Fucking packing peanuts, the worst, the worst.
Forgot about these.
That's it, in the bin straight away. Send it back.
Can we do it without any on the floor?
Ah! Oh! Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
They make you work for it, that's for sure.
I nearly put the intake in the bin. Dave, get it out. There's another bit there as well.
Right, so when you unbox this, you're going to need a mate and a bin.
I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I fucking hate packing peanuts.
That was unpleasant.
Oh no, there's one more bit in here. One more bit. You can't tell, but there are packing peanuts all over the floor behind you.
That's nice. That is nice. It is bloody lovely, isn't it? When you finally unbox it.
Quite, that's it. Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot to it compared to the other ones we've
I thought we was not getting a sticker then, but we are getting a sticker. So that is... Yeah, you get a point for that, GruppeM. There's peanuts everywhere, guys. Right, so it's unboxed. It's like a totally different weave, isn't it? The GruppeM.
Yeah, is this a 1x1? I don't know. Don't know my carbon, to be honest with you.
No, me neither.
Regardless, it looks really nice, doesn't it?
It does look nice, yeah. As I said before, EA888, it's in loads of cars, as we can see from the instructions. Mark 7 Golf, Mark 7.5 Golf, GTI R, Audi S3. You've got all your parts list there and really detailed instructions as well. There's two pages, 18 steps. Bit of a different design, so it's got the twin feed. This kind of shoots just straight out kind of thing.
Yeah, so I wonder if it does use the standard one to go behind that or whatever. We'll see that when we fit it. But this sort of design of this airbox is quite typical of GruppeM. There's, you know, it's sort of, they tend to try and have the maximum amount of volume possible. So, you know, it's sculpted to fit exactly in the engine bay there. It'll be interesting to fit, but it will fit perfectly. They always do. So these two, you know, marry together, and then that square, or the rectangular intake there, will go onto there like that. Something like that, I should imagine.
Looks like a massive turbo, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
turbo house.
They are really really impressive things, and you can tell that quite a lot goes into them, and they are quite expensive to manufacture. These are made from several pieces of carbon layered together.
Doesn't look too complicated either, unlike the FL5 one or the GRS one, which was...
Yeah.
Go watch that video and watch Matt say some...
We were just sitting on the floor, putting things together.
Swear words that day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I think it was a very busy day, and we just needed to get through it. So, you know, if you had yourself a Saturday morning, that wouldn't have been too bad at all. It would have been quite enjoyable. But
once
as it was,
on.
You know, 7th or 8th intake that day, it was a little bit tiresome. So we do get stickers there, and we do have instructions online, I believe, for this.
Yes, I've got the link.
So as well as this colour pamphlet as well, which is really good. So yeah, not a lot to it. Hopefully that'll translate to not too long to fit. Let's see how we get on. Hold that for a sec for me.
I'm doing something useful, everyone.
Next thing we're doing is popping this in. So we've got two sort of rubber bungs here, and we've got two little posts here. So I've sprayed some grease on these just to help them slide in a little bit easier. So we're going to try and get them on those posts there, and also at the same time we need to get this hose into here like that. So The next part is to get this section of the airbox in. So this has a drain hole, points down, also has this little rubber bunk here, goes onto another one of these posts. Again, I've sprayed a little bit of grease on. And at the same time, we want to make sure that while we're aligning it with that post there, that we get this V-band on, and that this filter is aligned with this entry here. So we're going to do a few things at once. There. That's on. Okay. Lined up. I've not tightened that up. I've not tightened up the clip yet. We're going to wait until we have all the components in to do that.
So you just put the sponge bit on the outside like Matt's doing.
Okay, right, so the next step is to fit this scoop here. So I've got a few things to contend with. So these little bolt holes here are going to go underneath this section here, so it's going to slide in. So we're not going to be able to do that because of how this is here. So we've got to sort of do a few things at once. We've got this corrugated section here which I put on, and that slips into there to keep that hose protected, stop any chattering. So we've got to keep that there while putting it in here and also get it in here. So it is going to be a bit of a squeeze. It's tight down there for sure. Right, so that is the GruppeM airbox fitted. This bit and this bit fitted wonderfully. I did have a little bit of a fight getting this into position. I tried to undo these, didn't really help too much. The problem is getting it into this, because it has to, all four sides of that rectangle have to sit inside this part of the airbox here, and it has to slip under here as well. So it is tight, but it does go. My only advice would be to leave everything loose, as it says in the instructions, but pop this section out of its little grommet there, just so you can move it back a little bit, get yourself a little bit more room, put it in like that, and then swing it in. One thing on the instructions that we noted was that this is missing. I don't know if this is not on the Japanese cars or if it's somewhere else, this little screen wash tube, so maybe that's interfering with it a little bit, but it's on. It wasn't too bad all in all, so let's see what power it makes.
Right, GruppeM done, and well, 307.6 horsepower, so that giving us a gain of 10.2 horsepower, and there's gains all over the graph.
Yeah, we've got it literally, as I say, up to there will be the dyno loading up, but from here onwards, it is more torque everywhere.
They're not even close, are they, the lines? They're just, the GruppeM shafts it.
So what we've got there, just over 10 horsepower.
10.2.
Yeah. And we've got the most torque as well, have we? 327.4?
Yeah.
So again, that's this little bulge here, so we're going to ignore that, but still, we're sitting right on 320 pound-feet torque through the whole way, which is from 3 to 4,000, which is really, really good. You'll definitely feel that. So yeah, that is, I'm going to eat my words a little bit because I said they've got previous for not quite delivering on the maximum power, but it seems you get what you pay for. You definitely pay a lot for those extra couple of horsepower, but...
And also, if you're, a lot of people have gone from M cars to something like a Golf GTI and then built a track spec GTI, 1,500 quid's kind of a ballpark figure anyway for...
It is it is sort of par for the course if that's what sort of car you've come from, for sure, as we know.
Yeah, and also team that up with one of the hoses and elbows, you may even see more.
Yeah, as we said, we said that with the Eventuri, didn't we? So as we said there, if you team that up with the Forge all-in-one hose, you may well see some more there. Again, not something we've got time to test today, but really, really impressive.
So yeah, that's all the intakes that we had lined up, all tested now. We'll just get them all back together and sum them up.
Do a little roundup, yeah. Why not?
Right, so as we've just said, they're all done. We've got a few laid out here. It's been a good, busy day.
It certainly has.
Hasn't it? I'm really pleased that they've all made power.
Yeah, it's nice to see that. It is nice to see that. You know, obviously there'll be a lot of people watching this who've already bought something like this, especially the R600.
Yeah.
I imagine they're feeling pretty validated.
Yeah.
That is what we want to happen. That is what we want to happen. We do want to see it. And obviously we're not gonna fudge the test, but we want to see them make power. So it's really nice that that's the way it's gone.
Like we say, some people are going to buy it solely for noise.
Yeah.
If you literally just want noise, I'd probably go for the Ramair.
Yeah, it was very loud, wasn't it?
Super loud, yeah, and it made decent gains as well.
And it does still have that heat shield. It's still going to give you the power as we've shown, but if that's what you want, if you want the noise, it's not really compromising it any other way. It's just not quite making as much as the other ones do.
Yeah, exactly. Racingline, really hard to argue with that they're, the go-to for the EA888 engine.
And I bet with that carbon lid, it would look fantastic.
It would look awesome, wouldn't it? Racingline, well done. I mean, we were really hesitant, weren't we, about the Eventuri and the GruppeM costing so much compared to the others.
And especially as we didn't test the Eventuri fairly, really. We should have had that scoop under the grill, but we didn't. Well, we did have time for it, arguably, but the owner of the car didn't want that. Obviously, he wasn't sure which intake he was going to have, so if he had a big hole in the grill, that sort of means that that's the one he'd have to have. So we've, I can only imagine it would make a little bit more. And again, as we said, if we fitted, the Eventuri along with something like this, one of the Forge intake hoses, it would probably make more again. One of the stars as well, especially in bang for buck, as we've seen in two tests before, was the MST. It's made certainly only a few horsepower, only off the top ones there, and it's one of the cheapest available. It sounds great, fits well. It's the same story we've seen with the Civic and the Yaris. So really impressed with that. If you're on a budget, that's certainly one to consider. The Forge was surprising, really, considering how nice it looks and how obviously quite a lot of development has gotten into it. We still did see a gain with that, just not as much as we saw with the rest of it. And we must preface this by saying that this car's been mapped at some point for the intake that was on it, which was just one of the big filters, wasn't it? It wasn't necessarily any airbox at all. So would a bespoke map with this on it yield better results? I kind of think it would, just because of Forge's previous form. I think we've just been unlucky with the Forge this time that the setup on the car isn't what matches this.
Still a nice piece of kit though, isn't
absolutely.
it?
Absolutely. It's absolutely gorgeous in the bay. It looks proper rally or touring car. It just looks proper motorsport, doesn't it? it's
probably the second loudest, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, this thin carbon just, like those E90 plenums you can get.
It is just a dyno at the end of the day, isn't it? You're going to be driving your car on the road, so take these figures with a pinch of salt because...
Yeah, it's a comparison tool. It's not necessarily completely representative of the real world. Fair play to GruppeM. It is a lot of money. It's an awful lot of money compared to some of the other ones that are on test. But you pay the most money, you get the biggest gains. A really, really nice, good quality piece of kit. And yeah, as we said when we had it on test, it's just a little bit fiddly to get in place. But once it's in there, it fills that space really, really nicely and fits really well. So
I reckon you're going to pop the bonnet with that on, and everyone's going to rush over.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at that.
If you know, you know, and it does look like. A GruppeM, when you've seen a few of them before, it's a really, really distinctive sort of design that they've got going on.
Just wish they'd use something other than packing peanuts.
Yeah, that's it. That was annoying.
That's kind of a downside.
They are everywhere as well, because the dyno's blowing them everywhere.
Yeah, there's no coming back from...
At least we don't have to tidy them.
Well, I do. That's it. Here's all the results that we'll put up now. There's a graph for the people watching at home. So you can see your own results, prices, powers, gains. Thank you for watching. All of these intakes, accessories, inlet elbows, hoses, all available at Tegiwa.com. Thank you to Matt for spending the day with us. It's been a while. It's been a good day. So yeah, thank you for coming down and helping us, Matt. Please like and subscribe if you need any parts for your MQB platform car, anything like that. Check it out at Tegiwa.com. Go buy an intake. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And it is just a dyno at the end of the gate. At the end of the gate.
At the end of the game. You child.
It is just a dyno at the end. I'm going to say it again.